guys. I hope you can hear me okay. Today we're going to cover two things. We're going to cover installing NMAP and installing Wireshark. This week there was a section that says fun with NMAP and fun with Wireshark. After reviewing a lot of the students' assignments and things they've turned in and the experience, I'm going to consider this assignment just fun to do. But if you do it and you give me the necessary screenshots and things that we'll talk about at the end of this video, I will give you extra credit. So everyone has a chance to get extra credit for this assignment. There will also be another extra credit assignment. I believe it was fun with Now, the little robot that you guys have been seeing around. We're going to download that and actually play with that as well a couple of weeks from here. So this is merely for extra credit, but if you didn't do good on the last test, and if you can see your grade, I think this extra credit assignment will be straight up points. It won't be a percentage, it'll actually be points. I'm not sure until I see how many students actually complete this extra credit assignment. But if I have really good results and a lot of students completed the extra credit, then I'll make it worth pretty much the whole classes. I'll make it worth your while. So the very first thing we're going to do, just go to Google and you would type in NMAP. And NMAP is one of my, let's see how much battery I have, one of my favorite tools to use, as well as Wireshark. They're both my favorites. Security is very important. And a lot of you have been discussing in the forum or the discussion thread about security and how things should be secure. And I'll do another video to kind of recap and give you my expertise and experience with security and penetration testing that I've done in the past. Even maybe I'll even show you some hacking tools that other hackers use to get into devices and things. I'm not sure how much I'm going to show and get advanced in this section, but NMAP and Wireshark are really two good tools. But before we get into there, anybody that has not turned in their assignment since week 1, points will start to be deducted as of last week. So if there's some special case you didn't have your book, or you just got into the class, that you want to make sure that you communicate with me, because that's when points will start to be deducted. For those of you who have turned in your information, great. You guys are doing a great job in the class. The class average is awesome. So the very first thing we're going to do is download NMAP. And NMAP, again, just go to Google, type in NMAP, N-M-A-P. The very first search will come up. You have two options. You can click on the main link, or you can go to the straight up download. And this is the page that it will take you to. If you have any problems, remember to send me an email at chris.jones@tamuc.edu. So what we're going to do is scroll down here, and we're going to go right here where it says Microsoft Windows Binaries. So this is where we would want to be, right here. And the installation file, it says latest stable release self-installer. That is what you want to click. And once you click that, if you're in Google Chrome, it'll come up at the bottom once it's finished downloading, or if you're in Internet Explorer, it'll probably be in your downloads folder. So all you have to do is, if you're in Google Chrome, is let it download, and we'll just click on it. And the installation should be very straightforward. It says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Say yes, because what it's going to do is install software. So agree to those terms. All these options, keep them checked. Keep the save location checked as well. Go to next. You don't have to say show details, but I kind of like the thing when it shows all the text, so I can see what it's installing at least. So we're going to agree to this new piece that it's installing here. Everything leave default. Don't click anything extra unless you need it. But for this exercise, we will not need it. Okay, so while this is installing, we will put this over here. Well, it's going pretty quick. And you'll see some windows flashing. If you can see that from my recording, a couple of windows will flash, and that just means that it's installing things in the background so you won't have to. So once you see this is at 100%, the board's all the way done and it's complete, you hit next and you hit finished. And the background piece will finish. And it would also say complete. And then you just hit finished. Both of these two, it's your prerogative if you want to check these two. Or you can just leave it default. And I'll go to next. And we'll go to finished. So, we'll check in our start menu to see if we can find NMAP. It will be in the ends. If you're in Windows 10, it'll actually be new. That will come up. And it installs one program, NMAP GUI. So this is what you'll get when you start this program. So for the assignment, I will also send this in the email. For the assignment, I need screenshots of this window here saying that you installed it on your computer. The next thing we will do is you will search for something, and what NMAP will do is give you the open ports. And what open ports means is any hacker, that's what they look for to see what's open. It's just like your front and back door of your house. If your front door is unlocked, then that port is open. If your back door is unlocked, that back door is open. If a window is open or not locked or secured, that port is open. So that's kind of the gist of what we're actually looking for. So it's pretty straightforward. The only thing you have to do is touch nothing else except put in a target, and you can use just domain name. So we're going to say google.com. We're just going to say google.com, and then we're going to say scan. And what this is doing, it's pinging the server, it's looking for things that are open, it's sending packets, it's sending information to Google, www.google.com. It's sending information to there. So the next piece of the assignment is I need a screenshot of this information here to say that you completed a scan. You can do as many of these as you want to, but the main thing is getting you to install it and actually play with the software. So up here you actually see a couple of tabs where you have NMAP output, port host, topology, host details, and scans. So if you go and click on ports and hosts, there's no ports and hosts that were found in the Google search. Same thing with topologies, there's only one. Host details and scans. Google's actually pretty secure. I'm not sure if this is going to give us any good information, because Google is, again, really secure. They make sure that they do a good job at that. So another thing you could actually do, instead of google.com, you can also do yahoo.com. And see what they come back. Any site that you visit, you can run a scan against them. It's failed to resolve. I actually seen this message right here where it says failed to resolve Yahoo. So I'm going to scan again. Okay, so this scan is complete. We've seen two different things here. It's still scanning. You'll know close to the end when it's actually done, but it's checking pretty much anything. This is what a hacker would actually check for when they're trying to hack into something to see what's open. So in here, if you ever are curious of how do you know your system or your computer or your network is open, anytime that it can discover a port. And again, a port, remember, is your front door, your back door, or a door. Anytime that it says it's discovered, that means that that port is open and listening. So Yahoo wants us to get into where it says port 80 and port 443. Port 80 is the internet. Anytime you go to a web page, most browsers will connect to any website on port 80. Nowadays, there's actually a port 443, and that is the little, let's see if we can go to something here. Okay, so Google actually has this little lock here. And you can click on this lock and you can see the actual certificate for Google. This is their secure certificate. So this is how you know Google is safe, because this is green and not red with a line through it, and this is actually locked. What that means is this page actually communicated to you on port 443 and not port 80. So both of those ports, they want you to visit their sites, so they cannot block those sites. This thing has done a couple of more scans right here. If you guys would, select all of this information that you get for whatever scan that you did. Open up Word and paste it in there. Just give me all of this stuff that you copied from your NMAP output window. So that's all the information. Give me all of that information, just so I know that you did the scan. So here's something else that you guys may be interested in. You can actually do localhost, and let's see. It may communicate and it may not. I might have to give it the actual IP address. Okay, so it is communicating. So what localhost is, that is the computer that you are on with this software. And what this is telling me is all of these ports here I have open on my laptop. So just like the front and the back door and all of these windows, all these ports are open up on my laptop. I know what they're for, but if a hacker wanted to get into my system, they would exploit let's say 445, 135, 1000, 10,000, 31, 337. They would pretty much exploit anything except port 80, and port 443. So 80 and 443 is known to the internet, and your computer knows not to let it go any further than your web browser. A lot of things have hacked through that by using Flash or Java to make you download those tools, and then that's how you get attacked or hacked. But if someone wanted to connect to your computer directly, they would actually use one of your open ports. And if your computer answers on these ports, similar to what mine did, that would mean that all those things are open on your computer, and you might want to find out what they are, because they could be kind of false positives. They may not need to be on there. Something may be running it. Spotify could be running it, or you could have, some kind of torrent software on your laptop that could be doing it, or iTunes. All those pieces of software may communicate on a specific port. So just remember to check that out. Give me a Word document. This is what I will be looking for and grading for that extra credit. And again, I'll send an email out of this information later. So just remember to send me that information so I can grade everything, and give you extra credit for this. So the next piece of software is, I won't get too advanced with it because it's very, very, very major. And I may even do another video. This is just kind of the install video and a quick rundown of what these tools actually do. So what we're going to do is go to Wireshark, go deep like a shark. And this is really easy download. You click this right here. As soon as you click this, it's going to take you to a page. You have a couple of options. You have Windows Installer 64-bit and Windows Installer 32-bit. Most of everybody should be running 64-bit, but you can download the 64-bit, and if your computer says I can't install this, that means that you have a Windows 32-bit PC most likely, or you have a Mac. And if you have a Mac, then you use the Mac option here. And if you're on another operating system such as Linux or others, email me and we will get this working. Okay, so if I've already downloaded it, I downloaded the 64-bit version. Hopefully this install is pretty quick. So everything you do, as soon as it comes up, you agree to everything. Keep all of this information checked. And a little disclaimer, none of this stuff hurts your computer. Just remember that. So all this stuff is safe. Nothing is opening ports on your computer. That's why we're checking everything as default. Now, you could actually install extra stuff where you're running servers and services to do these packet sniffings or these network searches. But for this demonstration, all we're doing is just installing it. So this install is complete down here. As soon as you see this is 100% and complete, you can hit next. And you have a couple of options. Let's go ahead and say run. So this comes up. And your computers, they don't need much horsepower to actually run this. All you need is an internet connection and the software installed. So as soon as you say run it, this actually comes up here. So the software looks complicated when you first get into it, but it's really not complicated at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new scan. So you just hit the little shark in the very corner over there. And let's see, I probably have to do something to get this going here. La 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 la. I'm not even sure what that took me to. So this is not allowing me to. So this is looking at Wi-Fi, which I want to look at. So I double clicked on the Wi-Fi. So as soon as you start this, since I have about 12 different connections on this laptop, if you double click the Wi-Fi when you first start this, you'll start getting your packets. So I'll do that again for all you guys that need to see this again. Continue without saving. So this is always looking at my Wi-Fi. So just remember, whenever this thing first starts, you either pick your local connection, or if you're on Wi-Fi, it'll actually say Wi-Fi. This tool right here is really advanced. I don't want you to do much with this. But once you install it and you pick if you're on Wi-Fi or your local area network, like local area network means you're plugged into a cable, not your power cable, but a network cable on your computer. If it is Wi-Fi, then you pick the Wi-Fi option and it just automatically works. This is what I want a screenshot of when you turn this in. This should be saved in your OneDrive or emailed to me. This needs to be somewhere so I know that you installed the software and it's actually working on your computer. So, just kind of a rundown of what all this gibberish is. And to a lot of people, this is all gibberish. I seen some red here. I don't know if I'm going to see this again. Let's see. There. So, I seen some red right here. So, we'll explore this in just a second. So, what all of this information means here is this is the time that it's running, of course. The source means that that's where my computer requested information from, and the destination is, of course, within my network. So an outside network will never start with 10. It's usually internal networks that are, networked in subnet and that type of thing. But every computer is very chatty. So if you run this and you get absolutely nothing, that's impossible. If you're running Windows, your computer always talks to Microsoft. Like always, like never fails, always talks to Microsoft. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of red, and that means that that's a packet that you received. So whenever you get on the internet, things are sent and they're called packets. Down here at the bottom, all this gibberish here. Let me see if I can copy some of this. It's all this gibberish here. This is considered a packet. So this is what comes to your computer, and your computer deciphers it and said, okay, I'm trying to connect to Yahoo, I'm going and saving stuff in the bin, I'm going to go get an HTML file. So similar to kind of reading what some of this is. It's talking to a server. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on here, but this is just for one single packet that I clicked on. Every time I click on this, the packets actually change. So over here to the left where my mouse is, that is considered ASCII. And over here, you have a little bit of more ASCII mixed with some binary. So all of this stuff down here at the bottom means something. So if you logged into your bank account, this is what it looks like to servers, or this is what the bank looks at and says, oh, you know, you're Chris Jones, you have access to this account because you gave me the right password, and your password is either encrypted or not encrypted. So remember, things that have the HTTPS in them, that means you're transmitting encrypted data. So your passwords are safe when you connect to things. If it is not an HTTPS, that means that you are transmitting things that are not secure. So that means that your password would probably end up in this gibberish down here, and that's what hackers actually go for. That's how people get their accounts hacked. So right here where you actually seen this red at, let's see if I can find it. There's so much stuff that's happened on my computer. So this is actually kind of a weird case here, because there's something, what this is telling me, remember, the very first piece of this is time, the next piece is source, and the next piece is the actual destination. So that means that this starts with 10.14.0, that's within my network. This is 109, and something 114 is talking to my computer. Whatever tried to communicate with my computer, it was an invalid packet. That's why it is red. My computer said, why are you communicating with me? I did not request anything from you. So this is normal for my network, because I got so many things hooked up onto my network. This could literally be a network crash or something that mistakenly happened within my network. But if you see a lot of these and a lot of sequences, that means that you could be attacked, or you could be talking to a website that is not secure and currently getting hacked at the same time. This is another one of the same thing that's talking within my network that my computer says, I don't know who you are. So this is it for how to install these two pieces of software and what I am expecting. I want to let you guys look at this video, and I'm going to make other videos as I start getting responses from you guys and explanations from you guys about how we can use this software, or even if you wanted to see other software that was associated with what these two pieces of software do. So until the next time, I will see you in the next video.